Ever got a mower? Mowed her lawn.
You know, Steve, when I was a cop, stuff like that happens all the time. And with the new pervasiveness of cell phone cameras, I'm glad America gets to see what, candidly, I saw every day. Cops are really great, and they do it for almost no money. So good for him.
I just can't wait for today because finally, my long wait to see John Dean back on Capitol Hill testifying on how much worse Donald Trump is than Richard Nixon takes place. As if watching CNN primetime when he's on every day saying the same thing for the last 3 years was not enough. Now we get to see that front and center.
Yeah, that's what we need to hear from another discredited former felon. I mean, the Democrats really rack it up on the winners list that they use for their character people. You had Michael Cohen, who can't seem to tell the truth about anything. John Dean, a former felon. They don't have anything. And this goes back to what they're really doing, Brian. This whole charade they're engaging on this week in these impeachment hearings, it's an act. What they're trying to do is to distract you from the fact that the Mueller probe is completely collapsing its credibility. There were a lot of breaks that happened this week that you probably didn't hear about if you're not watching this network, or at least to the degree you should have. We found out that the John Dowd, Trump's lawyer, voicemail to Mike Flynn was edited to make it seem nefarious when it wasn't. We found out that one of Mueller's informants on the Trump team was just arrested on child pornography charges. And we found out that one of Paul Manafort's alleged Russian contacts was really a State Department contact under the Obama administration. But they conveniently left that out of the now discredited Mueller report.
Dan, we have a tweet from the president. He said for 2 years, all the Democrats talked about was the Mueller report because they knew that it was loaded up with 13 angry Democrat Trump haters. Later, increased to 18. But despite the bias, when the report came out, the findings were no collusion and facts that led to no obstruction. The Democrats were devastated. After all this time and money spent $40 million, the Mueller report was a disaster for them. But they want to redo or do over. They are even bringing in sleazebag attorney John Dean. Sorry, no do-overs. Go back to work. What do you think the American public thinks about this? Are they ready to move on, or do they want this?
Well, the public polling indicates that the American public moved on a long time ago from this. But the Democrats don't have anything else. You have to keep in mind, they're not just hiding what I just talked to you about, the now collapsing credibility of the Mueller report. Those things I told you about, by the way, these are not bizarre conspiracy theories. These are things anyone can look up themselves. What Mueller did is he wrote a 400-page opinion piece. That's not a serious report. In other words, he picked out little tidbits that made the Trump team look guilty of this obstruction charge, but he left out all the information that exonerated President Trump. That's why when Bill Barr and Rosenstein looked at the case, they of course weren't going to charge it. It was a ridiculous case. But one more thing, they're also hiding this now what appears to be massive spying scandal by the Obama administration due to some reporting on this own network we know may have started a lot earlier with Mike Flynn, before Trump was even running.
Well, there's a report in Axios this morning that follows up on what you just said. They polled a bunch of swing voters with a focus group, and when it turns out they are still on Team Trump in that particular state, which is troubling for Joe Biden. But when asked about the Mueller report, it was just a big yawn.
Yeah, but they don't have it. Steve, they have nothing else. They don't. They have, for 2 years, they have sold us this bag of air popcorn. You know, you get the box and you go through the air popcorn and you're looking for the prize at the bottom. There's nothing there. It's all air popcorn. There was never anything there. And they're trying to fabricate an obstruction charge that doesn't exist, and they know it.
All right, so the other thing is